All right, hello everyone. This is Kendra Watkins with another ASUN Lunchbox, and joined with me, I have the ASUN Women's Basketball Preseason Player and Defensive Player of the Year, Jazz Bond. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. First and foremost, I wanted to congratulate you just on your nominations. I mean, the coaches and all the voters have been seeing you putting in the hard work and all the progression throughout the year. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and getting directly into it because I know last year you were voted second team all conference as far as in the ASUN, and now you preseason player and defensive player of the year, or you received that nomination, or I'm sorry, that selection. But tell me, how has it been just from when you first started college, like your freshman year, just up until now? Just tell me about all of the work that you put in just to get you to this point.
Yeah, so coming from my freshman year, when I was at USF, I mainly played the 3 and 4 position. So I was more on the perimeter, being really catch and shooter. And now coming to UNF, I had to work on more of my post-up game. So really, I had to start being more versatile and being able to take bigger post players off the drive, and then also like if I have a small, just be able to take them on behind the basket.
Okay, so let me ask. So basically, you play off your shot. So if you get a bigger player out in the perimeter, that's when you're able to go around them. And I know you said you've been working on your post up. So what's your post up move? Like, what's your go-to move?
I like little catch and turn around Jay.
Okay. All right. And you have an up and under off of that, right? Just in case they.
Gotta have the up and under in my back pocket.
There we go. I was gonna say you're 6'4", so I don't know if anybody, like, if you either have to go to that second move much, but just in case, you have the up and under, and I said you can put the ball on the floor a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And also I wanted to ask because just going back, I know just looking into your background, I seen that your father, he works with people just developing basketball, and also he played at Tennessee State. So I seen that you had a sister at UNA. You also had your brother at that went to NTSU. Tell me, what is the one thing that your father makes sure that all of his kids have, regardless of whomever you are? What is the one thing he wants to make sure that you have?
Like as a basketball aspect? Yeah. Well, for my father, his big thing was making sure like all his kids were versatile. He didn't care what size you were, like if you're big, because of course, like my sister, she's a lot shorter than me. So he just wanted to make sure everybody was versatile. He wanted to make sure we all knew how to handle the ball and of course, be able to have post-up game. So that was his biggest part that he wanted everybody to learn.
Okay. Who has the best jumper in the family?
The best jumper? I got to go with myself.
Yourself. Okay. Because, and this is including your father. So.
Including my father. I can take on my father.
Okay. All right. We're going to have to tell Mr. Bond this. I'm definitely going to make sure that he sees this. So since you're saying that you can take him, especially with the jump shot, because I interviewed your sister last year when she was at the Georgia State 4 tournament, and it was right before she went off for 28 points. She told me she told me she can give you a little work, especially if you come out on the perimeter.
Okay, well, we're going to see that this year, so.
Okay. We're going to see that this year. Okay. Oh, the stage is set. I'm looking forward to this. Popcorn ready. Okay. So one thing I also wanted to ask was just coming into the season, because I see as of last week, we released our media poll as well as our coaches poll. And I seen that the Ospreys were getting some first place considerations just in voting. So just tell me, just coming into this year, what is the biggest thing, or what has been special about this team going into the year?
Yeah, so we have a lot of newcomers this year, a lot of new transfers, and thankfully they've been playing at a high level already. But coming in this year, we just have to start, working on our chemistry, which, we're doing pretty good in practices so far this season. But for this upcoming season, I just think that we're going to have, more people step up, which I can already tell in practices that our newcomers are doing a great job doing that. And I have to be there to lead them away, get them, comfortable with our system so that we'll be successful this season.
Okay. And in Coach Gibbs' system, I wanted to ask, just because you've been in the system for 2 years now, just tell me, how has he grown you as a player and just as a person?
Yeah, so as a player, he's allowed me to be more confident, like about myself. Like he's really giving me the green light, and especially like on the perimeter, he was, he'll let me shoot the ball or like let me take it off the drive and stuff like that. So he's really giving me confidence when I'm out on the floor. And then just life in general, like he just allowed me to learn that like I shouldn't care what other people think and stuff like that. Like nobody's opinions matter.
Okay. Well, again, as a person, I just wanted to just ask you some questions because you're pretty much setting a precedent just as far as a student athlete is concerned, just as an Arthur Ashe nominee as well as an ASUN winner for life. So I wanted to ask you, just what are some like what does it mean to you to be a student athlete? And just speaking to like some of your newcomers coming in, like your transfers as well as your freshmen, what are some things that you tell them that you pass on?
Yeah, so for them, first, like being a student athlete, education comes first. So make sure to getting those study hall hours in, and even extra study hall hours, because sometimes you need more. Classes even throughout this pandemic is a little bit complicated than what it has been in the past, because everything's online. So we're taught different things. So just sticking on them, being really consistent in like the work in their class and stuff like that.
Okay. And speaking on that, just because I watched your video during 904 Day, where you interviewed with Brock and just time management, you said that was a big part of being a student athlete. And just some of the student athletes that I have spoken to, like their days started like sometimes 4 and 5 in the morning, like you get into weight training and all of that stuff. Um, how did you manage from your freshman year till now, just being a student athlete and having so much work placed upon you and still putting your academics at the forefront?
Yeah, so freshman year it was a little shaky, but of course like everybody's freshman year, like you don't know what to expect. So like but going on from my freshman year, I had to learn to set a schedule for myself. So like I wouldn't be like hectic throughout my day, not doing things on time, or just being able to do my work on time and stuff like that. But it's all about really just setting a schedule for yourself and just staying consistent with that schedule, so you'll be able to like be prepared for what's coming up in the future and be stress free.
And to be stress free. Okay. I mean, that can be easier said than done. I know,
I,
especially with
I
course
agree.
that you're, especially with some of the coursework that you juggle. Because yeah, like I was telling other people, sometimes like me doing social media, and I wake up and I see people putting in social media posts, and I'll get up and I'm like, wow, this was 3 hours ago. Like, what am I doing? So yeah, I see you guys putting in a lot of work. So hats off to that, or respect for that. So one thing I did want to ask was just coming into the season, because I know right now you're a grad student, so you're going into what, neonatal nursing, or you wanted to be a traveling nurse. Just tell me what made you want to step into the nursing field.
Well, for me, just growing up, I've always like loved babies and I love taking care of people. Um, that was really the biggest aspect for me, and I also don't mind like the blood and all that when it comes to like
Like, you
nursing.
didn't even have to say that. Like, you just threw that out there. I'm like, ooh.
But yeah, I just generally like taking care of people, so that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to be a nurse in the future.
Okay. So on the team, because I'm going to bring this over into the team. So are you the nurturer of the team? Are you making sure everyone has their stuff and you're making sure everybody knows their plays and where everyone's supposed to go?
Yeah, sometimes they call me like the mom of the team. So yeah, I try to make sure my babies are good.
Okay, there we go. So of all your babies, who do you have to stay on the most?
Who do I have to stay on the most? Let's see. You kind of got me with that one.
Okay.
Hmm. I want to have this. I want to say like a particular person, but I just, I try to stay consistently like on everybody, make sure they're good.
Okay. There we go. Just making sure no one's leaving their stuff behind from practice or yeah, just all of that stuff. Okay. Well, another question I wanted to talk about because this is the ASUN lunchbox, so we have to talk food. So I wanted to ask you about food. What type of food do you enjoy? Just because I know you guys have your diets or your eating regimen. So I wanted to ask you just when you're able to cheat a little bit, like what is your preference?
Well, for me, I love nachos slash tacos. Oh, just thinking about it is so good. But yeah, I really love nachos, but it has to have, the queso on there, the jalapenos, lettuce, pico, like a lot of stuff to make it real good.
Okay, so yeah, you're talking about loaded nachos, like just with
Loaded.
everything on it. Where do you go to get said nachos?
Well, actually, I got some nachos last night from
Okay.
Moe's.
Okay, nachos from Moe's. Okay.
Some really good nachos.
Okay. But who has the best nachos? And have you ever tried to make your own?
Yeah, I'm trying to make my own. That didn't really go too well. But the best nachos. Hmm, really trying to think. I don't know. I just have Moe's on my mind right now.
See, you just went there. That's the problem. See, you're just automatically going to Moe's.
Yeah, that is the problem. There's probably some other places with really good nachos, but have to venture out.
Yeah, there's this one spot in Florida, since I'm originally from Florida, but it was like Miller's Ale House. Like they
Oh,
used to have some
Miller,
good
they
nachos.
have great nachos. I
See,
will
there
say
you go.
that. Yes, you reminded me.
Yeah, see, I knew there was more nachos out there to be had, but yeah, that's when I first was like, okay, nachos, okay, I see what's going on here because when I first looked at the price tag and I seen like $10 and I was like, yeah, I don't, they're nachos, but then someone got them for the table and I was like, okay, I see what's going on here, so I started getting them for myself. So
Yeah.
I definitely understand what you're talking about with loaded nachos. But
Bell House. They have the great Zinger Mountain Melts.
what's that?
The Zinger Mountain Melts at L House.
Okay. See, there we go. And as far as tacos, where do you go for tacos?
Uh, well, there's different places, locations, but I go to Tijuana Flats.
Okay, tier one flies, yeah, definitely.
Which is here in Jack, and I think also in Tampa. I don't know where else they're located though.
Yeah, I know it's a big thing in Tampa, especially on Tuesdays. So,
Yeah, gotta get that half.
yeah, I used to go to the one right on Fowler.
Yeah, that's where I went all the time.
Yeah, yeah, it used to be right next to, like, I used to go either between there and I forget the wing place that's like right next to it.
It was stop.
Yeah, Wingstop. Yeah, I used to go there all the time. So, yeah, I told you. Yeah, I used to work in the radio station there. So, yeah, that's where I went plenty of days to go eat. So, um, another thing I did want to ask you, just coming into this season, just what are some things that you wanted to accomplish, just first as a team, and for yourself, just going into your last year?
Yeah, so as a team, the biggest goal for me is because in the past we haven't made it past the semifinals in the conference tournament. So that's like the biggest goal for me is to make it past that mark so we can get to the championship. And then of course the leading goal is to win the championship game. But another thing like for me, like individually is just to stay consistent. I had some games last year that was like really inconsistent. So like a big thing for me is this year is to stay consistent with my games.
Okay. Okay, stay consistent because I didn't know that was a problem, especially since you were what ninth in the NCAA in block shots.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, congratulations. That's a lot of defense. So tell me, other than that, um, so I wanted to ask you, just as far as playing defense, has that become more part of your game, or was that something that was always like a big part of your game, just when you started playing?
um, like with specifically like blocking shots and stuff, I feel like that's like always been a part of my game, like ever since high school coming up to now, because that's like one of the biggest things like my father like taught me to. Like we had drills just to for blocking shots. So yeah, it makes
Okay,
sense.
awesome. Because yeah, watching games like that snuck past me because when I saw that stat, I was like, okay, like I know she blocks shots, but yeah, I didn't know that's what we were doing because when I watch you guys play on ESPN, like usually I see you like you'll sneak out like at the top of the key and then you knock down the 3-pointer and I'm like, okay, she can shoot. So, that's what I'm most known for seeing you do. So yeah, the block shots. And I think one time you came up for one of our plays of the week for blocking a shot. I can't remember. I know at some point it may have been. But yeah, man. Again, I wanted to first congratulate you on all your selections this year and all the success that I know you guys are going to have just going into the year. November 25th is the day in which we start, and I know we get into conference play, so I'm ready for that. So, and yeah, we're definitely going to tell your sister that we're marking it on the calendar. She's going to have to back up what she's talking about. So.
Extra after this.
So again, thank you for all of your time being able to sit with me. I know you guys just got out of practice, so I thank you for taking that time out. And Brock, thank you for hooking this up. I know he's somewhere in the background, so who hears me. So yeah, again, thank you. Much success to all the season. Again, everyone, this has been another ASUN Lunchbox, so make sure that you tune into all of our social media platforms at ASUN Sports on Twitter and Instagram, and also follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube as well. All right. And again, another one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.